A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me. In our darkest moments, when life flashes before us, we find something that keeps us going. Something that pushes us.
Lara, no! Look out behind you! Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2013. This game is pretty messed up. It's pretty amazing. Honestly, for the first part, I probably won't be talking too much. You'll see me in full force next episode, because otherwise I'd ruin a lot of the story that's going on here, and I want to keep it ambient. So yeah. But I do have plenty to say about this game. I've actually just come off of completing it. It launched about 5 days ago, and for my first run-through of it, I was absolutely blown away. I've been a big fan of the Tomb Raider series for a while. I've played a lot of the games. I've been a part of all the generations, this being a reboot, and a new generation just beginning. And I found this fantastic. I really did, to the point where a few people had asked me to LP this, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Everybody's going to be LPing it. But after I'd finished playing it, I just had to share it with people. I think this is just so fantastic. So yeah, hi guys. Believe it or not, we're actually playing now. What the hell is going on? We will find out as we go forward. As with all my other LPs, I'm going to be focusing on the story, making sure we don't miss any of that. And we appear to be tied up. Maybe calling for help wouldn't be the greatest thing to do right now, but we're going to do it anyway, apparently. We're going to set this thing on fire, actually. No. And lovely, a skeleton falls out. And all I'm doing right now is just swinging Lara with left and right. I'm playing this on the PC, which means basically we get nice graphics. Namely, her hair. It like uses a totally different engine on PC to make her hair look way better. It's called like Tress FX, and you'll see it looks glorious. Sometimes it bugs out though, but we'll see. Anyway, we're gonna set ourselves on fire. Don't worry, Lara. I'm sure you'll be fine. I think. Yeah, the reboot they did, and I love that they did it this way. They've made Tomb Raider very dark, very gritty, very gory, and in places really quite scary too. It's a fantastic, much more adult version of Lara Croft we're going to be coming across. And finally we're in complete control here. We're in a very scary looking cave place. a lot of bones on the floor.
Oh God. No. No.
And neither is that. Seems like a lot of people have died here.
What is this place?
Well, yeah. What is this place indeed, Lara? So we see this dead person.
What happened to you?
No idea. But one thing I will note about this this playthrough that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to get 100% too.
Torch.
Okay, so there's a torch here. On my first run, I actually played this thing on hard mode and got 100%. I just loved it that much, and I actually kind of feel like I've got a lot that I can show you guys because of that. We are, again, on hard mode here, because I think the game's a little bit too easy by default, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of the more tense action scenes that come about from playing the game on hard mode, which should be very cool to see. Anyway, we're going to progress through this cave, and if you listen carefully, there was a guy there, but I was probably talking over him a tiny bit. And Lara seems to think he's ran off. Okay, so this actually you guys might be familiar with. This was first shown, I think, at E3 2010, maybe even 2009. This is the start of the game, and it looks very linear right now. My main worry with the new Tomb Raider was that it was going to be too linear. The old games were linear in a sense, but they were also full of puzzles and mazes, and there were always lots of branches you could go. And from what you can see of the gameplay at the start of this game, it very much seems like it's all going to be on a rail. But that's not true at all, I promise you. This starting sequence will be reasonably linear, but once we get past that, we're going to see some crazy stuff happen. Anyway, we're going to blow all of that up. Lovely. Destroy everything, and the island, or the cave at least, doesn't seem too stable right now. But we're going to keep going and see if we can fight for our freedom. Whoa, 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 whoa! So one thing about the game is it's very good at always transitioning you between... Yeah, you're trying to help me. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, I don't believe for a second he's trying to help us. Not one bit. So one really good thing about the game here, and this will go all the way through Tomb Raider 2013, is it's really good at transitioning between actual gameplay, cinematics, quick time events, and kind of cinematic assisted gameplay is the best way I can describe it. It's really seamless. Like the gameplay of Tomb Raider you can't really describe as being any one specific way of playing it, because all the time you're going to be rolling into cutscenes that also involve a lot of interaction from you, the player, and it's just done really well. So a lot of what you're seeing, it might not be clear if it's a cutscene, but often it probably is me actually controlling Lara.
Oh, not again. Tide. Need to find a way out.
So the game teaches us here about something called objective beacons. If you press Q in this game, you get this thing which is called survival instincts. What this does is highlight key things in the area for you, and it will also show you your main objective. I don't actually think the game's very good at teaching you about beacons, because where it teaches you about them, the beacon's actually behind that wall there, but it's not maybe too clear. But the idea is we do need to get through there. In fact, you can see the exit to the cave there. So yes, but how do we get through there? How do we guide Lara to safety? Well, there's a lot of explosive barrels, so we're going to do a really minor puzzle to get through. There also seems to be a shaft thing here, with lots of water flying around. Let's see what we can find. And lots of drift and stuff.
Thank God.
But great, we've got some more fire, so we'll at least grab that.
What kind of contraption is this?
Yeah, well, well, we can set fire to this by holding E to ignite, but we're not going to do that just yet. We can have a little bit of a look around. And if we actually come up round this ramp here, we see that we can get to the top of that big chute we saw earlier. And in fact, we can come over to this and shove it. It doesn't seem to do anything, does it? So we'll have to figure out how all this works. Actually, it's kind of simple. At the end of the day, we are at the start of the game, so I wouldn't worry too much about things being very difficult. We're going to ignite this. Oh, we're going to fail igniting it because I let go too soon. We're going to ignite that. We're going to ignite this. And what did that do? Well, it's not entirely clear, to be honest, but all will become clear when we run around here. And now we can actually jump on top of this thing, thus weighing it down, thus raising the thing on the other side. And that's the best way I can describe this stuff, things, because a lot of the debris, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, what was this contraption meant to be, honestly, at any point? It never really makes it very clear. We're going to find a lot of optional side tombs and stuff as we play through the game. And they're always filled with these crazy things like this. So now we can come over here, and we could shove this again, and that would actually knock the stuff through the other side and down towards the exit. But what would be the point in that? Well, we can also set fire to it if we're not too hasty, and then shove it. And now,
I've got to get out of here.
don't worry, Lara, you'll get out soon enough. So there you can see I just got some experience. As I say, the game is not linear at all once you get to a certain point. In fact, this video will end when we... Oh dear, it's closed down. This video will end at that point where you can, in a lot of ways, level Lara up and upgrade her gear and do all kinds of very RPG-ish things that haven't necessarily been staples of previous Tomb Raider games. There was one Tomb Raider game that tried it, The Angel of Darkness, and got widely panned to the point where they kind of rebooted it, the entire franchise, when Crystal Dynamics took over. But this game does it really well, so don't worry whatsoever. We're going to jump over some of these gaps. So there, we had a little quick time event, and I smashed his head open, which was rather brutal. Don't worry, Larry, I'll get you to safety. I know what I'm doing, I promise. Jump. Can we make it? Go, 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 go. So hammer left and right. This is an interesting little bit here because these rocks will come at you and you actually have to dodge to the right side to survive against them. I think our animation's a little bit weird as we're climbing up here. There we go. But we should be fine. Come on. Come on. Come on. And we're out. There we go, Tomb Raider. Believe it or not, we are playing the game. These are the graphics blow me away on this game. I've never been one that cared too much about graphics, but my god. Very, very impressive game visually. And I feel like they didn't have to compromise at all either on the gameplay to kind of achieve these aesthetics. It really is fantastic. So this is our first site of the island. A lot of people have come here. We're going to move along though. Lara is clearly quite injured. And that's going to affect what we can actually do at the start of the game.
The lifeboat. Where are they?
Ooh, I don't know. So the game works in chapters, and this first one is Signs of Life. We're searching for traces of the other survivors.
Okay, take it slow.
Apparently we're insane because we're going to go... I'll tell you what, if I was in Lara's position, I would not already be doing crazy stuff like this. But what's good about this game is there will be many sequences where we are climbing across trees and falling over things like this in this way, but Lara becomes a lot more adept as the story goes along. You guys should understand, when I say this is a reboot, what I mean there is this has no relation to any of the previous Lara Crofts we've known or any of the previous Tomb Raider games. This is actually the second time they've rebooted the franchise. It was first made by some guys, a company called Core Design, and they were responsible for the original really successful Tomb Raider games, but they aged poorly with the PlayStation 1 namely. And they put out 6 of those. Angel of Darkness was the final one that kind of tanked. And at that point, the IP moved over to a new company. Crystal Dynamics developed the franchise since then. And they did some of the more recent Tomb Raider games that also, while they were good games, and I've LP'd them on the channel, that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this one. I feel like, you know, since it's already been a part of my time on YouTube, I want to show you guys how the story's continuing. While the original Crystal Dynamics games were pretty good, they didn't do amazing, especially considering Uncharted came out, and that just basically blew this genre wide open. And so eventually Crystal Dynamics, they're still in charge of Tomb Raider, and they decided to reboot it again. I thought it was really early for a reboot, but now that I've played the game, I'm so happy they did reboot it when they did, because it's just incredible. So one part of the platforming here is sometimes she won't grab fully and you have to press E. And hopefully she'll be okay here. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, so we make it across okay. There's nothing back the way we came, so don't worry about collectibles or secrets or anything just yet. But yeah, so Crystal Dynamics have been in charge. I wasn't too excited about that, to be honest, because I thought, well, they didn't do an amazing job with the previous generation of Tomb Raider games. How can we say that they'll do an amazing job with this one? But they really have pulled everything out, and I'm going to stop gushing about it and just let you guys watch for a second, because you know, you don't need me to tell you it's a good game. We'll see it as the LP goes along. Oh, and we're already seeing the hair bug out.
Come this way. Sam? Roth? Can anyone hear me? I've got to find them.
Oh, and we will. Okay, so we get a radio. Hooray, radio! What good is that to us? Well, actually, it'll be a lot of use to us. Again, a bit like the previous generation of Tomb Raider games. We can't actually grab onto that ledge, sadly. This is a little bit scripted there. Unlike previous Tomb Raider games... Oh, no, sorry. It's similar to previous Tomb Raider games in the last generation. You're always kind of connected to other people, and you'll be hearing a lot of the dialogue in the game. You're Lara alone exploring the island, but you're in constant communication with other characters, and that kind of comes through the radio. Once she picks it up, you can see it there on her lovely behind, and that basically won't go away from now on. Something that's really good about this, again, is actually her design as you go forward. Like, her clothes will get ripped. Right now, she's already got a pretty bad wound, but... it'll only get worse, guys. Right now, she's not looking too worse for wear. And I say that about someone who's just been impaled. Anyway, we're going to get a bit of a cutscene here. Do try and enjoy it and kind of immerse yourself in the plot and what's going on. We're alone. It's cold. We have only a radio.
Is anyone listening? Please respond.
We want to go home.
Here's the soon-to-be world-famous archaeologist, Lara Croft, in her native habitat. She's on the hunt for the lost kingdom of Yamatai, home to the fabulous Himiko, mythical Sun Queen, and ancestor of yours truly.
Sam, this is serious.
Oh, sweetie, I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here. Everyone's so on edge. What are you so worried about?
I'm close to something. I'm sure of it. I just don't know if the others will listen. Or even if they should.
Lara, you know this stuff better than anyone. Seriously, I'm not just saying this to make you feel better. I trust you, Roth trusts you. You got this. Now let's take a break, okay?
Okay, okay. And Sam, thanks.
She's not always this serious, you know?
Come on, tackle it!
No,
How can you suggest I'm not serious about this expedition, Lara? It's not just Sam's family funding us. I put my savings on the line, too.
We've all got some kind of stake in this. The funding won't last forever, Whitman.
That's precisely why we should push east, not west.
No one believes Yamatai is that far east. The books simply don't support it.
Well, whoever wrote those books never found Yamatai.
I've talked to Roth about this. There's no point in following in other people's footsteps, Dr. Whitman.
I refuse to bet my reputation on your hunch. I'm the lead archaeologist here.
And when were you last in the field without a TV crew behind you?
Got 30 years experience, 2 PhDs, 1 in East Asian history. So why don't you just stick to boats, Mr. Grimm?
Ship, Dr. Whitman. It's a ship. You don't need a PhD to know that.
Going east will take us directly into the Dragon's Triangle. That's where we need to go.
Lara, my little bird. I'd follow you almost anywhere, but that place has a bad energy.
Bad storms, more like. Makes the Bermuda Triangle look like Disney World. Sign me up.
The stories about Queen Himiko say she could summon storms. Myths are usually based on some version of the truth. What if Yamatai was somewhere in the triangle itself?
Look, this is the satellite imagery from inside the Dragon's Triangle.
That doesn't look good.
If it's wet, I can sail on it.
Oh, don't tell me you're seriously
Reyes is right. We don't have the funds to piss about. It's now or never. Lara's offering fresh ideas and a plan. I'm the captain here. It's my decision. We're going into the Dragon's Triangle.
Why am I even here?
I can't just sit here.
Okay, awesome. Right, I'm actually going to end this part here.
Something to eat.
To be honest, I've been looking forward a lot more to part 2 or part 1, as I'm going to call it, just because most of this has just been kind of exposition. It's been very kind of linear stuff to do with the story, which I can't kind of talk over. So yeah, anyway, that's the first part. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll probably upload the first 2 in one day, just because, you know, there's a lot of substance here, but not necessarily to do with the actual gameplay. It's more to do with the story. Anyway, hopefully that's grabbed you at least somewhat. I know it grabbed me by now, but we'll see what happens. Can we find our friends? We're kind of in a weird way responsible for all this mess, so let's see if we can get ourselves out of it. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.